Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Shooting. I am Tonya Rodgers here with the SmackDown Live reviewer for Cagesiders, Andrew M. Swift. Yay!
Yay!
Okay,
Hooray!
yeah. Very half-hearted cheers because we're going
Right?
to talk about something that's very unpleasant. We talked about it last year when that picture surfaced of Paige with her ribs like protruding through her skin. She looks a little bit healthier now,
hmm
but she's living a very unhealthy life. This has only happened in a matter of a few days. There was an incident at a Orlando altercation with herself and her fiance Alberto El Patron or Dario, whatever you want to call the jackass. Um, and a woman who was more than likely concerned because a man was yelling and following a woman who was screaming things. She was visibly upset. And then she recognized, oh, I know who these people are. So she followed and she recorded them, and the recordings came out. The police were called, the police were involved. And from the police's, what the police say is they are investigating Alberto El Patron, who is the current Global Force World Champion. Uh, they're investigating him and only him for domestic abuse. Only him. First Page came out and accused the woman who was trying to help her out in this situation of following her and invading her privacy. Paige, honey, when you're in public, you don't have privacy. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't know if anybody like public and private are the exact opposite of each other. So stop saying. Then today, she completely. This is completely to make the situation better in her household because Alberto has finally been suspended by GFW. Jeff Jarrett hemming and hawing. They're not going to edit him from the footage because that would ruin the brand and the product or what the fuck ever he said. There are people who still think this is all a lie. This is all made up. And of course, WWE has to somehow be behind this to keep them apart. Two of her brothers have also come out public saying pretty much, no, dude's abusive. And you have seen the signs. Now, a lot of people, when I first said this stuff, they called me crazy because I was on Total Divas, and that's reality show, and that isn't real. But I read between the lines. I said before she got with this man, she had problems. She got with him, it got worse. He isolated her from all of her friends, her company. She solely depends on him, and now she is scared. I'm telling you right now, the only reason he has not beaten the shit out of her is because we're expecting it. That's the only reason. And for this is a textbook classic Stockholm syndrome. She's been abused and she would rather put the blame on herself to protect him. He is the crown jewel of her eye. And I guarantee he's not being mean to her right now. He forced her to say that. But he did it in a way, well, if you loved me, you would set the record straight. If you loved me, if you cared, you would tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. Tell them what happened. I bet he's been extra special and extra sweet and extra nice to her. I bet you he didn't put his hands on her for a good long while after the isolation began. Probably after they both got suspended. Probably after she had neck surgery when she was most dependent on him. That's when the physical stuff started. The mental, it started from day one. Oh, you are a queen. You are everything. They are nothing. They are jealous of us. It is us versus them. Coming from somebody who thought I was a really strong-minded, sure of myself person and ended up in a codependent, abusive relationship. Doesn't matter how smart you are, what kind of background you come from, how smart you think you are. When somebody offers you that one thing that you've been seeking in your life, and that's love and that's validation, you would do anything for them not to take it away from you. So people say, oh, Paige only has to help herself. Bullshit. Everybody, that's because to me, that's like, oh, we might as well just stop talking about it, and she ain't gonna do nothing until she realizes it. No, don't stop. To her brothers, her family, however you can expose this, please do, before it ends up in a very tragic situation. Do whatever you can. Anybody who knows her, hell, if I knew her personally, I would be also doing that. Oh, they were like, well, it'll make it worse. If it makes it worse, somehow things have to get worse before they get better. To me, not doing anything, a fear of making it worse, is silence. And silence is the best thing a domestic violence situation for the abuser, and it's the worst thing for the victim. Don't be silent. More people need to pick this up. The fact that the national media has not picked up this is ridiculous. If Alberto Del Rio was a football player or a basketball player, don't you doubt this will be all over the news to distract you from the fact that our president is a fuckwad. They never care about these women. They care about the juicy story. Wrestling isn't juicy enough. I'm sorry. This is a thing where you got to put the pedal to the metal. You can't let this die down. You can't forget about this. You got to keep talking about it. Because if it goes away, it doesn't mean the situation got better. That means people just gave up. And that's the worst thing that could happen to Paige. You can go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, it's I don't even really know what to add. It's like we've seen it all in slow motion, kind of like every little step where it's just like, this doesn't look good for her. And she's, the picture, like you said, where she looked like she had lost a lot of weight, and it's just all the posts she was making, like when they first got together, that were like way obscenely over the top, and it was just like, that's not like a healthy reaction, to, like, I mean, in a new relationship, obviously you're gonna be lovey-dovey, but it was way, 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 way over the top, especially for a public figure to be acting like that out on social media. And we always knew, like, Del Rio was like a shithead. We've pretty much always known that, but I don't think there were abuse allegations before. I don't really know his history all that well. I was not really watching when he was actually during his initial WWE run, but that's not surprising. He has always seemed like an asshole, and like the threats of violence against other people, like he threatened Triple H and the Usos and New Day just last week or whatever. And it's just,
not forget how he got fired the first time. He slapped the WWE employee.
He slapped. Didn't the dude say some racist shit or something? Like, there's.
Yeah, but
yeah, he responded with violence, right, instead of like going through proper channels. Okay. Yeah. So he seems like he's always had, a really quick temper. Didn't Sin Cara pull a gun on him at one point? The old Sin Cara or some shit?
Mystico, yeah.
Mystico, because Del Rio was pissed that Mystico's broke his finger and wanted to stop a match or something. Del Rio tried to shoot on him, or
the gun incident happened way before Sin Cara ever came to the company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that happened in Mexico.
Oh shit.
But yeah,
shit, that happened in Mexico. I'm surprised he didn't get fucking shot.
Right, and so when they came to the company together, I don't know why the company kept putting him in matches, and Alberto was obviously shooting on him. Obviously.
Yeah. That's not cool. It's really weird. Like you said, if this was NFL, NBA, or baseball, or, whatever, if this was a major sport, then this would be all over ESPN and shit, you know. But it's and ESPN is like making an effort to cover wrestling these days, you know. And when they don't run stories on this sort of very major news, I don't know, it's very frustrating because there's so many problems in wrestling, and this one is obviously quite obvious, and still somehow it's flying under the radar. It's just like, I don't know, what's it going to take for, like, does it actually take like a double murder suicide, like, because of brain damage? Like, is that the only way that people can say that there are fucked up things in wrestling, you know, and shit needs to change, even though shit has barely changed? I mean, I don't know. It's just, I've never like dealt with an abuse scenario in my life before, so I just trying to process it. It's just been really sad to see Stella K's tweets that are basically like, I don't have anybody to ride bikes with or whatever, and that, and then she tweeted, I think today, like Stockholm syndrome or whatever, and it's just like, oh man, it's really fucking messy, and honestly, I don't even really care if Paige ever wrestles again. I just hope I don't know, hope that somehow this situation is bettered, and I think it's sort of part of our responsibility too. Like, I mean, a lot of wrestlers are shitty people or whatever, but like, I feel like we need to be better about. We need to be more vocal about to the companies that we watch and support about who they are employing. And there needs to be more strident character tests, I don't know, before somebody's employed by one of these companies. And it's really, really unfortunate that TNA, Impact, whatever the fuck it's called, GFW now, doesn't really seem the need. Jeff Jarrett said that taking him off the tapes, redoing the tapes, would damage the brand further, which is kind of an insane thing. But I mean, they're not going to catch any flack for that outside of, you know, our very small wrestling bubble, and I don't know, it's fucked up, it's awful, and it took, like, the NFL, when the Ray Rice thing happened, like, initially he was suspended for like 2 games, if I remember right, and then it took like the actual videotape coming out, and now we have like this audio tape, but we don't have like actual evidence, you know, via audio or video of like abuse in process, like we did with the Ray Rice tape. And God knows you don't want to see that come out, because then, you know, that proves that is indeed what's going on. But Lord, something needs to change here. And it's just hard because Paige is, what is she, like 23, 24 now? She's still really young, and she's been in wrestling her whole life. And I mean, she probably got her first concussion at what, 15, you know? And I think she's got a lot of stuff going on, and it's really unfortunate that she's ended up in this situation. And obviously we, you know, hope her the best and hope for some sort of speedy and healthy resolution, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. So I don't know. It's just big old fucking bummer. Like,
it really is. It's like, this is like something you never really want to see. Like, and my fucking moves of the week are all these people. Oh, they're both trashy people.
mm-hmm.
Go suck a dick somewhere, please, in a fucking back alley on your knees in fucking broken glass. You piece of shit, you. Like, I just, and people taking this to argue other points. Shut the fuck up. Everything is not about you.
Yeah.
Somebody is suffering in the public eye. Have some fucking sympathy and empathy for other people. Like, a lot of men don't understand, but understand this. That's because most men don't end up in abusive relationships unless they go to prison. Then they do. It's just the truth. So a lot of them cannot really understand having being the subordinate in their relationship. It's just not for you to understand. So if you don't understand, just say, "Wow, that sucks," and move on. Don't try to give your little stupid ass viewpoints because nobody cares. It's not healthy. It's not helping anything. Just shut the fuck up. Okay. There's no way to transition out of that.
No, there really isn't. There really isn't.
I hope for the best in this situation. And by the best, I want Paige to get the fuck away from him and live a happy and healthy life, no matter what she decides to do. Now let's move on to WWE. This past Sunday, they had their Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. And it started off a little meh, but
what a surprise. It started off with Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. Boy, what a choice of opener that was. I thought for sure it was going to be like the Intercontinental Championship match. Like, I thought it was going to be Ambrose Miz for sure.
It's like I've been a lot tired lately because I have 2 jobs. So I was trying to stay woke. And as soon as the Miz's music played or Amber, it was one of their music to start the Intercontinental, I was like, well, I'm going to have to go to sleep. Like when I woke up, I saw the results. And of course, I marked the fuck out. Because the first thing I went to was like, what happened with Roman and Braun?
Yeah.
And everybody they weren't talking about how he lost on my timeline. They were talking about how he fucking tried to kill Braun. Okay, let me just go back. A couple of weeks ago, a few months ago, Braun Strowman savagely attacked Roman the week after WrestleMania. Like, beat him down, tossed him everywhere. He was put on the gurney. He pushed the gurney off of a loading dock. They loaded him up in an ambulance. He beat him up in the ambulance some more, then turned the ambulance over on his side. Now, people were making fun of Roman Reigns' marks because we did not appreciate this. Some people were starting a petition to have him fired from the company. Well, I said what Braun did was criminal. And I still agree. What he did was criminal. But Braun was not arrested. Oh, no. He just kept getting to walk around with his old toddler face beating people up. So, okay. So, if Braun breaks the law and doesn't get arrested, that means Roman gets some mulligan too. So, I'm sure that's how he figured it. Like, this is how this company works. He tries to kill me. I try to kill him. So, I loved his explanation on Monday. Like, y'all used to do this shit all the time. What you coming at me for? Oh, I'm not worried about is this gonna make him heal. I just want a character that I like, and I'm liking this character of his. This is not the guy who once laid in confetti and cried about getting gas.
Seriously.
This is not the same guy. Also, Braun's such a monster, but like he won that ambulance match in a weak ass fashion. Come on now.
Yeah.
He did. So Samoa Joe. I was watching that match with him and Brock, and at a certain point, I was like, "Holy shit! Are they going to have Brock pass out? Are they like legit going to like do this?" For a second, I thought maybe they would, but like Joe is on another level.
Yeah,
man.
He's killing it right now.
He is above everybody else, and the rumor is a triple threat. The rumor is it's going to be a lot of multi-person matches at SummerSlam.
Fucking God. Damn it.
Yeah, I kind of regretted even like, oh yeah, this is the rumor. A lot of multi-person matches at SummerSlam, and the Universal Championship match will be one of them. So if it's all four men from these two fusing together, this is my prediction for the match. Brock's going to go over, but he's going to go over because Braun and Roman are so focused on killing each other in the match.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to escape Joe again. Because I was watching that match with like my mouth wide open, and when he won, I was like, holy fuck, Brock Lesnar escaped a match.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Everybody watching this? I was so happy. So, like, they could. No, they're not going to put the belt on Joe.
No, I don't see that.
I don't think that happening. But I think because Braun and Roman certainly unfinished. And you can't finish a blood feud of this magnitude in a fucking fatal four-way. They're not going to end it before SummerSlam. So that's going to... I wanted it to end, but like they had this cool angle Sunday.
So it's not ending anytime soon, yeah.
No, I'll give it like at least 2 more months because you got to go through SummerSlam, then the next. But after that, the other interesting thing that ties into this is that apparently, like they're putting Dean and Seth together.
Oh yeah.
Like you did not watch The Shield.
Mm-mm.
So you came a little bit after. So I wanted to know how a non-Shield fan feels about like possibly bringing them together right now.
I mean, I think it's best for the both of them. First of all, the tag team division desperately needs a face tag team. Do they have like Slater and Rhino? Like, aren't the Hardy's gonna like break up soon? Maybe, possibly. Now that they started doing the broken shit. Yeah. So when they started doing it, I was like, okay, this. I mean, I don't really need to see any more Seth Rollins singles feuds, so I'm okay with that. And Ambrose has just been with the Miz the whole time, so he's been doing the same thing he was doing back on SmackDown. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I thought, excuse me. I thought it was. I think it's a smart call, and I think it's because those guys have been like in and around like the top of the card, either the main event scene or the upper gatekeepers or upper mid card scene for 3 straight years now, basically, and they haven't really had tremendous amount of success. I mean, Seth looked like he was maybe going somewhere, and then they took the curb stomp away from him, and everything fell apart. And then he got hurt, and he's booked like the biggest geek possible. And Ambrose was just totally outshone by Cena and AJ Styles, which admittedly most people would be, outshone by both of those guys. Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to be outshone.
Yeah, right? That's a hard combo to be the third guy in.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. But I think it could be good. I'm excited to see where they go. I'm excited to see how Dean reacts to what's going on. It wasn't a real complaint, but I was like, why? Because they ran an angle earlier in the show where Dean was like, stay out of my fucking business. Like, don't, and then Dean later at the end of the show came down with a chair to like basically save Seth. So it's like, that happened a little fast for me, so I was like.
So, but don't you think if there had been anybody else that the Miz was beating up, that Dean would have came and helped them too?
Would he have?
Yeah. You don't think so?
I don't know.
I think he came and helped Heath one time.
Did he? Didn't he fucking
I think he, like,
dirty deeds Heath? Like, for no reason when he was a bear or some shit? I don't know. That was when I wasn't watching Raw. I missed that whole bit.
Well, no, it played to me more like he was just coming to get the Miz
and not help Seth.
And not help Seth.
Did they do a fall? They didn't do like a Fallout video, did they? That would have been a time where they should have done a Fallout video with those two and like gone over just a little bit more
like,
there.
I'm not fucking helping you.
Yeah, I just fucking hate the Miz. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that would have been that. I don't. Maybe they did, and I just didn't see it. I don't know, but that would have been nice to see. So whenever there's like an angle where it's like, is this person going to help this person? Is this, are they not going to help this person? It's the same as like when they had Becky like be up in the air with the welcoming committee for a whole 1 week before she like, attacked all the heels and announced herself basically as still being the babyest face on the roster. But I always like to see those things spread out just a little bit more, and we didn't really get that. So that was my one complaint. It's a very minor complaint. I think it's a smart move because the men's division on Raw is like, it's taken up. Like, there's too much going on. I don't know who. Oh fuck! Does this mean Finn and Bray are gonna feud now?
Probably.
Jesus.
This is another thing I wanted to ask because as much as like putting Dean and Seth together, that great. I kind of feel like the third guy's outgrown that shit though.
Yeah.
And like it's gonna be a like situation where it's just he's gonna like, if they actually try to do it and they're all the Shield and they're all brothers again, there's no problem.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be matches.
That's dumb. Yeah.
They're gonna be like, let's go Roman sucks. And he's gonna be on the apron. And nobody's gonna be paying
any attention. Yeah.
Until he gets into the match.
Yeah.
So I don't. What a few of us suggest would be the best solution.
Yeah.
Is that he tries to give us the old college go. Yes, we're brothers. And then somewhere in there, he's like, I've outgrown these fuckers. And
fuck this shit. Yeah.
Preach this shit. And to me, it should happen like after a victory. And they all put their fists in. And he like backs up and like clotheslines the shit out of them at the same time. Then gets a chair and just goes to town. I thought about this.
Yeah.
So much. Like, I would love to see him like
grabbing the chair and looking at it, just looking at the chair right before he hits Seth in the back. Ooh, that'd be hot.
I swear to God, after the beatdown, what I want him to do is to laugh. Like act like he had some, like this is the most fun he's had forever. Like he had epiphany. Like I should have done this years ago.
Right? Yeah.
Wow. What?
That would be beautiful. If they gave us that would be fucking awesome. Like that would be amazing. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but that would be something.
Vince has no balls anymore.
Right?
Like if New Japan was actually really knocking on his back door, he would do something.
God, hopefully when they fucking sign Daniel Bryan.
Well, that's only a year.
That's not that far away. Like it's
really
only
not.
8 months or so.
But
9 months, I guess.
I guess we can go into this. Is probably going to upset you. But
here we go.
The third hottest angle.
There we go.
Coming out of Great
What angle?
Fire.
What angle? I don't know what angle, huh?
Was Alexa Bliss retaining her Raw Women's Championship by getting counted out on purpose. And Sasha took exception to this, and she beat her up. And she did a great double knees from the announce table, which a lot of people thought was a shoot and unprofessional.
Fucking marks are the dumbest motherfuckers on the like seriously. Or like her little stomp at the end. Oh my god, that was a shoot. They didn't play. Shut the fuck up.
No, she's good. She's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that is. She's good. So no matter how tiny she is, you cannot say she's not believable. I mean, people have said it, but they're lying through their fucking teeth. Mm-hmm. She's one of the most believable wrestlers on the roster, period. As it comes to like physicality and how vicious she can be, she's one of the most believable, male or female. They followed that hot piece of juiciness up with a tag match between Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Well, you didn't even mention Raw Talk.
Oh, Raw Talk. See, I don't even want to get into everything that Sasha said because they're not going to use it.
Fucking.
They'll use it in once they finally have their blow off match.
Yeah, they'll use it in the package.
The October pay-per-view, whatever the fuck it is, they'll use it in the package.
Yep.
Oh,
instead of following up that hot angle and that super hot promo that had.
The way they followed it up.
Twitter was losing its fucking shit.
Right?
Twitter was exploding. I had Sasha marks coming at me for that's how fucking crazy everybody was. Fucking Sasha Banks marks were coming at me. Granted, I had written a post on Alexa Bliss's Twitter comment, and I was trying to feed her lines. Of course, didn't matter, so she didn't use any lines because she didn't say a fucking word on Raw. So
no, they just had a tag match where Bayley, who they have killed into the ground.
Fucking ground.
She gets to pin the champion in a tag team match. And Nia Jax was also there. So that's all. The threat of Nia Jax entering a title match is always omnipresent. Oh, but I kid Nia Jax. Oh, Jesus. And you were up after Sunday, and they brought your ass right back down on Monday, didn't they?
Right back down.
Right back down.
Immediately. I was fucking, boy, I tell you. Sunday, that was such a hoot. I was a little drunk. I was kind of drunk. I had to go back and delete some tweets that night because I had written during the Strowman Roman bit with the ambulance and shit. I was just like, this is fucked. I was kind of drunk, so I was kind of taking it as a shoot. I was like, I can't believe they just had Braun fucking be in an ambulance and get backed into a semi. And for some reason, my brain was not functional. Well, I mean, for some reason being wine, but my brain was just not quite there, because especially when he came out and he's all bandaged up and bloody and shit, and I was like, how'd they do that? I was like, I'm so confused. So I was in such a good mood with that, and then the women's title stuff and the Raw Talk promo and the Joe Brock match. I was in such a good mood, and then Raw happened, and there was still great stuff, but not. Was it last week that I went on my it's never gonna change as long as Vince is still around? Yeah, well.
And you're right.
I'm right.
Because he had 3 hot angles coming out of Sunday. Two of them he put together to make an even hotter angle. Yep. And all 4 guys are at a point where they're at the top of their game. Just like Alexa, I'm going to give it to her. She's not the greatest in the ring, but she rose to the occasion with Sasha. That was a great match. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just something about Sasha that brings that out of Alexa. And the fact that they're about to do another multi-woman's match and slide Bayley in there after they have crushed who Bayley is. I'm not even interested in Bayley being there.
The worst part about it is that Bayley's going to win, which is going to get a mixed reaction in Barclays at SummerSlam because people are really behind Sasha right now. Yeah. And then on Monday, Sasha's going to turn and she's going to get a huge ovation for it. She's going to beat the shit out of newly crowned champ Bayley and get massively cheered. And I know this for a fact because I'm going to be there and that will be my reaction. So, and I love Bayley. So I can see it coming already. If they go multi-person, it's going to involve Bayley either winning or stopping Sasha from winning and Sasha turning the next night. And they have literally fucked up every possible thing they could possibly fuck up since the call-ups back in July of 2015. It's kind of amazing. Even if you were deliberately trying to sabotage, you feel like at some point you would get something wrong in the fact that shit would get hot. But no, they've always managed to undercut it at the right time. As soon as shit started to get fire, whenever in the women's division, All the time. Boom. Just brought it right back down. When Becky was top of the world, headed into Royal Rumble, fucking Ric Flair sexually assaults her. Oh, that's fucking awful. Sasha comes back that same night. People are fucking hyped because it was Orlando and she'd been out for like a month and a half, which should have been her fucking main roster debut because there was literally no reason to call her up in July to do nothing for 7 months. So people are behind her. She's going to win at WrestleMania. Nope. Charlotte wins the fucking women's championship again because of Rick interfering. And then they run a 3-month fucking Natalia feud. And it's like, all right, Sasha's back. She wins the title. We're going to go with her. Nope. Switch. Charlotte wins, making Sasha tap out twice in the last 5 minutes of an Iron Man match, including when she's leading with 2 seconds remaining as a fucking baby face. And then Bayley comes up and we're like, okay, you know, Bayley's going to do a little thing here. Like, we're going to get behind her. Like, she's going to have a big moment at WrestleMania. Nope, they do it the pay-per-view before just because, for reasons. Yeah, I don't. It's just they've literally, at every fucking step of the way, have not. I don't know if it's like the management doesn't understand, you know, who's in their division and what talents they have and how people can be used and how people should be used. But it's just, I don't know, if you're someone like me who got back into wrestling because of that Fatal 4-Way at TakeOver Rival, and it was something I'd never seen in my entire life before. I left wrestling and it was all awful, you know, Sable walking around naked, and I was just like, well, this is not cool. I'm not into this. I came back, and that fucking Fatal 4-Way was like one of the first big matches I saw, and I fucking lost my shit, you know? So I'm like, well, here I am. This is what I'm here for now. Like, this is something new. This is something different. This feels real in a way that most shit doesn't, you know? And now, like, ever since the call-up, it's been 1 step forward and 1.5 steps back. 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back. 1 step forward, 1.5 step back. So it's just like every time that people think, okay, now's the time, it comes back very quickly. And it's just, I don't know, it's maddening. And it's really frustrating. And like, it's a no-brainer, like, to follow up that hot angle and the great Raw Talk promo from Sasha where people were fucking losing their fucking minds over it. And it's a no-brainer to come back and have Alexa, who is the best fucking talker in the division, cut a fucking promo, and then Sasha come out and fucking yell at her, and then they brawl, and Alexa runs away. It's like the most obvious pro wrestling thing you can possibly imagine. And then just tag match. And not even like, they didn't even like set it up. It's just like, they were about to go to commercial, and they showed Sasha and Bayley backstage, about to walk to the ring. Tag team match coming up. It's like, maybe if you would have, like, just...
They could have cut that boring-ass Goldust R-Truth match.
They could have cut that. They could have cut fucking Seth and Ray by 10 minutes. Like, that was like a 25-minute match, for fuck's sake.
Don't nobody care about them.
No.
I'm going to tell you, they were doing the wave during that. Then they started saying, this is awesome, when Seth started doing spots.
Doing spots, yep. Which people pop for spots, but it doesn't last. It's a really high sugar candy.
Right.
It gets you going for a couple of minutes, and then you come back down and totally forget about it. And frankly, you don't really feel great about it.
I'm sorry, there is no reason on this planet why Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins gets more TV time than Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks right now. There's no reason, there's no excuse, except one group has a penis, the other one has a vagina. That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah.
Because like, don't nobody really give a fuck about them to what they're doing right now. What even are they feuding over?
I don't know.
Right? Whatever. Like, we didn't already talk about Bray Wyatt to death, but like, these women deserve, if they happen to get an angle that catches on with the in-crowd audience and the audiences that is watching at home, They're generating all this social media content for you. God damn it. Give them something.
Fucking run with it. It's not hard. Like, isn't this like wrestling promotion 101? If something gets hot, you fucking push it. Like,
Right.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do to make money in this business?
Right.
Like, I don't. And it's just like, all right, so we're gonna get another multi-woman match, and I know SmackDown last night ostensibly set up a singles match for SummerSlam, but again, they're running multi-woman match at Battleground, and I guarantee you, the match. I will be very surprised if Becky also does not somehow get in the match with Charlotte and Naomi. I will be very, very surprised if that's not turned into a triple threat. And it's just like, and I wrote it in the review. I'm like, if you have these like 4.5 hour pay-per-views with 2 hour pre-shows, like 7 fucking hour shows, and you can't get 2 women's singles title matches, 1 for each brand, and then like a tag match or a multi-woman match, 1 for each brand. 4 women's matches out of like 14 matches, that's still less than a third of the matches on the card. And you can even put at least one of them on the not one of the title matches, but one of the tag or multi-woman matches on the pre-show. Like, if you can't do that, then you're saying that they really don't matter. If at your big shows, you're just like, all right, we don't really need to do anything. We just need to put them all on the card so that people won't get mad that they're not being used. Like, that's literally the minimum that they are meeting right now. Like, people can't get upset that they're not on the card. But they are not treating either division with any seriousness whatsoever. And it's maddening because, God, it was just like in SmackDown in, January and February when they had Natalya and Nikki Bella going, and they had Becky and Mickie James, and they had Alexa and Naomi going. That was fucking awesome. And what was that, Elimination Chamber? They had 3 women's matches, and they did a fucking bit with Carmella in the crowd with James Ellsworth hanging out. They even had a non-wrestling woman
it was
doing
like,
shit. Like, not just once, but like 3 or 4 times.
At Elimination Chamber, yeah.
Yeah. They had 3 fucking singles matches, and then another woman featured prominently. And it's just like, I don't understand why from that moment on they were like, all right, we're just never going to do that ever again. Because that was awesome, and they got a bunch of fucking credit for it. But
that's too much. Too many women. Too many women in my wrestling.
Right? I just don't understand. It's fucking money, man. Like, money is... This is what always happens. I talk, and then I just get to a point where I just sigh and have nothing. I got nothing else. Like, it is what it is,
Okay, we can hop on over to SmackDown. Because I think we covered, like, the important angles on Raw. Pretty much. Nothing else is really going on this week, so. I just want to pause. Because I was sitting here thinking about it. There are not too many wrestlers that Vince has allowed to change his championship belts. And I may be wrong, because Lay Cool had that stupid shit where they cut up the women's championship and shared it. And I always thought that was only an idiot would do that. I've never seen another woman be able to change one of Vince's belts.
Right.
So, like, Naomi sent out a tweet. She was in the dark. That black she had on last night with the belt, and it was full glowing. And I was just sitting there and just looking at it, and I was just like, God damn, she must be bringing in some serious coins for this company. For Vince to be like, yeah, you can make the belt glow. Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead. Because, like, she's been talking about making the belt glow since she won it. And that was around WrestleMania time. It's been some months later, and she's got the belt glowing. Now, She gonna been a lost it by the time I'm able to buy it. But I'm saving some money so I can get me a glowing goddamn belt. That belt is awesome to me. And for what it represents, oh my God. I don't know where this came from, what happened, why Vince is so behind Naomi. I'm for it. Now, if they could just like stop protecting her with their booking, because it's not cute. Just give her championship matches. I don't know. Like, okay, when they said the multi-women's match was for Battleground, I was like, so who? Carmella is the women's Money in the Bank. And they don't usually like get title matches. I know Seth Rollins was a special case because the Authority let him get into that match that one time. But like, so what is Naomi gonna do? They're gonna have her when the match is going on backstage, looking at a monitor from a weird angle. Is that
weird angle? Yeah.
With her glow belt on her shoulder? That's what she's gonna be doing at night, like.
Maybe they'll have her on commentary, which is also not a great idea because that's a long time to be on commentary for.
Yeah, but maybe perhaps, I don't know why, but they're keeping the title on her. I would just like to see her, have real feuds. But like the only people I want to see her face are also faces, because the heels. The female heels on SmackDown Live, that's why I'm not feeling it. I don't like any of them. Really. Carmella's whole thing is cute, and I would care if she,
could work
at all, even a little bit. If she was at Jinder Mahal's level, I would give her a pass. But it's not pretty.
Dude, if she was at Jinder Mahal's level, she'd be better than Alexa Bliss.
She would be. That's not a hot take. It's not a hot take. It's not. You see, the thing is, Jinder doesn't have a moveset so much as strikes.
Yeah.
And he does some generic stuff like put you in a headlock, do a body slam. He doesn't have anything that's memorable. But he can work at a average base level that Carmella cannot.
He cannot reach, yeah.
So, and Natalya, I love her on Total Divas because she's quirky and says stupid stuff, and you just be looking at her like, just hush, girl, just be quiet. Don't say that. Just why did you do that? But as like a wrestling character, as a serious threat, no. Tamina is. She's beautiful. Let me get on the good points first. She's a beautiful woman. She is. Every time she come out, she be walking around I'm like, she's stunning. My. I like the way she dresses. I like the way she carries herself. That music is the shit. Oh, ha, to me, no. I love that show. Like, damn. That's kind of fly on the low. But she's terrible to watch in the ring. Like, it's like in your teeth full. It's like, Jesus, when is this match over with? I'm sorry, I love you, Tamina. I do. Because, the Uso connection, the Naomi connection, she in the family that I love. The Anawal family. She's an extended part. But, girl, just be a bodyguard. Stop. I'm not. I don't support it.
And preferably a bodyguard for someone better than Lana.
She should be a bodyguard for Maria. Just the bodyguard. She don't need to, she don't have to be a bodyguard for she would do better with the China thing where she just beating somebody up behind the referee's back, clothesline them or super kick them, and then act like you didn't do nothing. But please don't put her on a wrestling match again. And then she pinned Charlotte yesterday.
Ugh. Yeah, I remember.
He said, ugh. I was like, oh, so we giving Tamina a push now. Is that what we doing?
Fucking Christ.
They said
I believe I wrote in the review, insert eye emoji here, like immediately after Tamina pins Charlotte with a super kick. Insert eye emoji here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the broken hearties because Jim did say I'll fade away and classify myself.
That was wild.
But see, in my opinion, that's not something that company could stop them from saying, even if they did own the broken gimmick. They can't, because Jeff Hardy has a song. He wrote that song, so that's his song. So he can just say those are the lyrics to my song, you know. So I didn't get that excited. They've been giving teasers like that, but ain't no telling with these antics of that other company.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but the women on
SmackDown.
On SmackDown, no, baby. I can't do them heels. We need to have Charlotte turn again.
We need to have Charlotte turn. We need to have, I tell you, God, we need some call-ups so fucking bad. But like the only person I can see, and there's never been like a rumor that she's actually going to get called up, is Asuka. And presumably after she drops the belt to Ember Moon, but I don't, like, does she come up as a face? Does she come up as a heel? And I can't. There's no reason to put her on Raw. That doesn't make much sense whatsoever. I don't think. And especially because SmackDown desperately needs another worker, but she's coming. Even if she's like kind of a heelish character right now, when she comes up, she's gonna get a big pop. People are going to treat her as a face. Like, it's just going to be another really awesome face worker. They desperately need to turn Charlotte. Honestly, they might even consider turning both Charlotte and Becky.
No.
I know. Never turn back. At some point, turn Becky, but not right now.
Well, let's turn Sami Zayn heel, too. Let's do that.
Shut up.
Okay. All right, then.
Shut up, you. That's not funny. Sami Zayn can't turn heel. As HJZ mentioned, it's his birthday today, and he put out a Twitter video, and he's starting a little fundraiser called Sammy for Syria, for like the Syrian Medical Association or whatever, to start like a mobile medical clinic over in Syria. I gave some money. I posted it. I said everybody should give him some money. But yeah, that dude's he's the babyest face in the world, and I am so hyped. That's honestly might be the only thing I'm into in WWE right now, is the Sami Zayn feud with Maria and Mike Kanellis. And I called it as soon as it happened at Money in the Bank, and Sammy came out and interrupted them. I was like, this feud's gonna be fucking awesome. I'm so excited. Like, I was losing my shit before anything ever happened. And then they like did it again or whatever, and like he knocked over. Oh, excuse me. Why was it tired? Knocked over some pipes, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so hyped. And finally last night they went into it officially.
They definitely
did. Went into it officially with Maria talking shit, demanding. Also, has it been weird? This is a little tangent. Has it been weird how they're using Chad Gable?
Yes.
Is he gonna turn out to be
Kurt Angle's son?
Kurt Angle's son?
Probably, but you know what I was thinking with all that. How come Jason Jordan can't be Kurt Angle's son?
Right.
That's all I was thinking.
Well, who's the woman?
It don't matter who the woman is. He can pass. He can.
All right. Okay.
I'm saying it.
But if it's like Steph or something, I honestly I don't want to see it be Steph. I know everyone.
No, it's like everybody was popping. It's not gonna be.
I don't give a shit about running back a 17-year angle.
I didn't like the angle either.
Yeah, which has had nothing. Like, it's not like they've been teasing it every year or some shit, you know? It's like, hasn't been mentioned in 17 fucking years, and you go back to it now. No, sorry. No, over it. Don't want to see that. Don't want that to ever fucking happen. That's not keeping continuity. That's literally just pulling in an ancient story
And
into
Kurt
a new.
Angle was not, like, people got in their head that Kurt Angle was somehow right. No, he wasn't. That was that man's wife he was kissing on.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what that even feud is all about or whatever, but I don't care. But hey, but back
Kurt had a
to
crush on Stephanie, pretty much.
yeah, whatever. Back to Sammy and Maria and Mike. That was wonderful. Eating the big slap, getting the flower vase, which is great, and then Maria leaning down. Sammy, sometimes you need to know love hurts. Just walks fucking off with a big smile.
That's like a heavy metal song. Love hurts.
Love hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows that song.
Is she just gonna start quoting like?
I hope so. That'd be a great addition. That'd be a great addition to the gimmick. I'm absolutely there for that. Yeah, that's literally the only feud I'm enjoying in maybe all of WWE right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm digging the big lads over on Raw, but it's just my excitement is sucked out of me. You know, I can't like truly enjoy it.
What else is on the show?
Because what else is on the show? Because what actually isn't on the show that should be on the show?
Yeah, it's like, how come they can't do this for the women too?
Right? You already had it. It was there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm just down on WWE right now. It's been a thing for a couple of months, in all honesty, and like I'll go a week or two without watching Raw. Obviously, I have to watch SmackDown for the time being. It's I don't know. So I'm kind of in and out on Raw. Even when it's good, I'm watching it. And I'm just not. It's not really feeling it because it's for someone who was away from WWE for so long for the very specific reason, because I was totally over everything to do with the Vince McMahon company. Like I'm back to that point, and honestly, it kind of feels like I'll, you know, if SummerSlam weekend goes wrong, then I might be dropping my network. Like I'm really at a point where it's been, and I know people will be like, oh, you'll be back or whatever, but I've been feeling this develop slowly over time for frankly, for basically 2 years, ever since the call-ups happened, and they immediately started fucking shit up, and I was just like, it's gonna improve eventually. It has to. It's, you know, and it does at some points, but that's solely because of the performers, and then the rug is taken out from underneath them. So, you know, I'm just kind of at a point where, do I really, like, 5-6 hours a week? Like, do I need it? You know, I don't know. And that's sad, but that's kind of where I'm at. And it's just, I'm just kind of losing my enjoyment very gradually, but very consistently. And it's like Raw is in DC not next Monday, but a week from Monday, the 24th. And I haven't even looked at tickets. Like, I just not even. I mean, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna lie. I have been like, all right, so that Monday for lunch, I'm gonna go to the food trucks because I work like 2 blocks away from the Verizon Center. And out like across the street from the Verizon Center, there's like during the lunch hour, there's like a row of food trucks or whatever that's set up. I'm like, all right, I'm definitely going to the food trucks for lunch and just hanging around, just be like, let's see what's going on, you know, let's see if anybody walks by or whatever. But yeah, for the show itself, I'm just like, maybe I'll look on StubHub the day of, and if there's like a ticket for like $20, I'll be like, all right, whatever. But even that, even that's like a fucking 3.5-hour show when you count like the dark match and the shit beforehand, and then it'll take forever to get home because Metro sucks, and they might even close at 11. Shit, that would be a bummer. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just, WWE is not really there for me right now, and all these people are telling me, you know, I'll watch Progress or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I'd probably watch Progress, but, you know, it doesn't have that extra hook. The reason that I came back to wrestling for. That's only in WWE. And it's kind of only in WWE because it's still at like an uphill battle, you know, but like you can only take so many setbacks before you just resign yourself to apathy. And that's kind of where I'm nearing. So frankly, folks, you might see some changes in the next couple of weeks. Might want to be on the lookout for that, but I don't know. I'm just bummed out right now, and I know you've been in this position before, and like when I talked you out of like quitting back in 2015 after Survivor Series, you were like more rage quitting. Now I'm just like it's not a rage quit. It's just like a rage quit. You'll be back maybe in like a month or two probably.
Yeah.
But like the way, if I end up quitting now, it's gonna be like 5 years.
You know, it's just, you know, the feeling that you have, that's the feeling I had, like, right around, like, 2005-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guys I was a fan of, they were either dying off or retiring or not getting pushed. And, like, what really did it for me was realizing that the company was going to go with John Cena and Batista, and nothing against those guys. I just wasn't into them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I went through all this time dealing with Hogan, dealing with Stone Cold, you know, dealing with The Rock. I kind of like Brock, but he didn't stay that damn long.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. Brock didn't stay, and I liked him, and then he broke my fucking heart. Triple H fucking broke my fucking heart.
For other reasons, yeah.
Other reasons. Eddie Guerrero
yeah.
fucking broke my fucking heart. And then Chris Benoit comes along, and I was like, you know what? Okay.
It's time.
Yeah. Because I had gradually, slowly stopped watching it over time. So I only watch then. I only watch between these periods because I notice when they'll care.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that happened with Chris. When I came back to wrestling, I came back to TNA. I did not come back to WWE. Yeah, I came back to TNA, and I would watch WrestleMania. Then I skipped the one for The Miz because I watched the build, and he was a joke. And I was like, I'm not finna watch somebody that like headline WrestleMania. He was a joke when he headlined WrestleMania. I didn't watch that WrestleMania. But like seriously, I gotta stay because my Shield boys brought me back. All three of them. So, but I understand things are going considerably better for the guys that brought me back than the girls who brought you back.
Yeah, right.
So I definitely like the guys that brought me back pretty much run the company. They're like, they consistently get pushed. They're always in angles. They always have something to do. You know, they're always considered a big deal and promoted as such. It's not always the case with any of the women. Like we saw right after in the midst of the whole women's Money in the Bank, that it was an episode of Raw where it seemed like they fucking forgot to write something for them.
We were all like, maybe they're doing like a boycott. Like we were all working ourselves into shoot. It's fucking 10:48 and they haven't shown a single woman other than Maurice on camera. So like, I don't know. What are we supposed to expect? You know, it hadn't even teased anything. You know, So yeah, I don't know. It's funny, Tonya. Like it's fucking time. Like it's gotten to the point where I've started standing fucking Charlotte, and now she's losing to Tamina. It's like, come on. How the fuck? How the fuck is this gonna happen? Right? I'm fucking standing. I'm literally tweeting. I'm standing Charlotte right now after that dish she had on Lana. I literally wrote, I'm standing Charlotte. I'm digging Tea Time so much. I also got on the Talking Smack crawl with that. I don't know if you saw that. Which I like barely popped for, but yeah, I'm even like big on Charlotte now. Now she's losing to Tamina. It's just like, I can't win. I cannot win right now. And like, I really like Naomi. Like I'm a big fan of her, and I'm a big fan of Alexa too. I got my issues with Alexa right now, but I have my issues with whoever is feuding with Sasha. Like that's just gonna be the thing for the rest of time.
Yeah,
Apparently, I don't know.
I understand because, like, I have my issues. I talk so much shit about Braun Strowman, but you
Yeah.
know, he good. I
You
get
good, right?
it. I get it.
Yeah.
But fuck him. Yeah, I get
Right?
what you
Fuck
saying.
them, though. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm fucking done with them right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of how it's kind of how it feels.
Fandom. That's how fandom works. So
Yeah.
that's why I tell people a certain level of fandom is not irrational. I was thinking about, like, the reason why I started going directly into the daily, because that was the only place where I did not have to explain why I was a Roman Reigns fan. People just talk to me about it. They're like, well, why do you like him? What is it? Yeah, yeah. Shut the fuck. Like, what? I was literally told I was a fan of him because I am a woman and I think he's hot. And I was like, no, I never felt this way about Test. So I know it's just an intangible. And you feel this way about women's wrestling. It brought you back, and then this shit happens. Like, I still, every time I see Carmella with that case, I just want to snatch it away from her. It's not her fault. I just want to take it and just burn it. I don't like Money in the Bank anyway.
I know. I don't like that gimmick at all whatsoever.
Yeah,
I wish they'd replace it with fucking King of the Ring and have the King or Queen of the Ring get a title shot at SummerSlam. That'd be awesome.
I was watching something older, just for the lulz. Elimination Chamber 2015. I was watching just for the lulz because that was a terrible show. Oh my god.
Well, was that Cena Owens won?
Yeah, and that was the only good match.
That was
the one where people got mad at Gino, where he said, like, what was the best match? Said this one, Cena versus Owens, or my opinions are bad and I should feel bad. And,
he should have stuck to his ground on that. He kind of ran another poll. He should have stuck to his ground.
I wouldn't have ran another poll because that show is terrible. But anyway, I was watching Wade Barrett and I was thinking they gave Wade Barrett the King of the Ring gimmick.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
He beat Neville, and Neville's walking around killing it as a fucking king right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, how about that? Yeah.
And that was like Barrett's like 38th push.
Yeah.
When they made, like, it wasn't going to happen. Certain things. That's why, like, Nia Jax annoys me because there's certain people WWE refuses to stop pushing, even when they show who they are. Barrett was a good talker because he had that accent. That's it. He didn't never say, name a off the top of your head a memorable Wade Barrett promo. And you can't. You cannot.
Yeah.
So it's things like that that I think about, and it's just like they waste a lot of time bullshitting around. And sometimes I do believe Ryback when he said, if we're not really interested in making another big star. I don't think he believes in that. But he's doing his job, what his boss wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they put the star making machine, the only person they're pushing and presenting like a star are either heels or like people like Jinder who can't fucking work.
Yeah.
The people they should be pushing like stars, they'll push them like a star, then they'll have them job.
Yeah.
All these half measures. And you get sick and tired of it. You just want to see somebody. That's why you're standing Charlotte. You just want to see somebody win at this point.
Somebody. Anybody.
Because it's like, and people, it's a part of fandom where there's this everybody gets a star thing.
Yeah.
And that kind of irritates me because as a fan of somebody like X-Pac, who I thought was awesome, I never was like, if they had ever put the title on him, I would have been talking so much shit about who the fuck X-Pac really? Have they lost their fucking minds? And I love this guy. Everybody is not going to be like main event championship material. There's nothing wrong with that. There are so many other enriching, fulfilling roles to play. And this idea that everybody gets the trophy and gets to be number one, no, that's not realistic. That's not life. That's why people talking about Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
She should be in the. No, she shouldn't. She shouldn't even be. I'm sorry. She's had a long career. It's time to stop. Give her TV time to somebody else. Somebody else. It's like the whole angle with her and Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander. All I saw was that Cedric Alexander needs to get the fuck away from the cruiserweight division. Right. That boy is a star.
Yeah.
And because he's not taller, he is pigeonholed with this shit for basically his whole main roster run. Because when he first started, he started dating Alicia Fox. I said, when they first put him together, I was like, this is not gonna end well for Cedric.
Yeah, right?
Not. I mean, that match was phenomenal, and they came out for cricket.
Yeah.
It was a I Quit match on 205 Live, and something told me to watch this match. Even though they've had umpteen matches, I have not watched 205 Live since Sasha was on it. My right hand to God. I said, I'm gonna watch this, and it was phenomenal. And Cedric going there and putting his hand in the chair and was like, say you quit. And he was like, no. He was like, okay. And then he slapped him. He said, okay, you asked for this. And started stomping it out. Yeah. And the crowd was getting more and more to it. That boy is a star. There are very few cruiserweights who can take it from crickets to this is awesome chance. They need to get that boy out of that division some kind of way.
Right? Yeah.
He's good. Like his facial expressions, his selling. He sells. Like sometimes I think maybe it's a little over the top and he doesn't like sell on offense. But it's not like a Seth Rollins type deal.
Yeah, I mean, like he didn't kind of sell his knee because his knee was getting worked over. He didn't sell his knee when he's on offense, but it's a stiff match. Like it's it's a little bit different. You don't want a guy to be like limping around for 15 minutes in an I Quit match. That kind of just takes you out of it a little bit,
That's true. So yeah, I didn't really care about that. The boy with his facial expressions, and I've heard him talk. He's all right on. He's pretty all right on the mic. Like I can see him against the Miz.
Yeah.
I could easily see that being a really lit feud.
Yeah.
And like Miz putting that kid over and him, I think he's more charismatic than Finn Balor, and they're about the same fucking size.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Like I'm waiting for all this charisma and shit that Finn Balor's supposed to have, and I've been waiting. It's been
waiting for a long time. Yeah.
A long time. This hidden charisma this cat got.
Why do people like him so much? I don't understand it.
Most of them, it's some people that like him from New Japan, but most of them like him because his interest, and they can put their hands.
He's got a little thing to do. That's like literally half of getting over is have like a thing to do or chant. It's like you can't just be that because then you're Ty Dillinger and you know
right.
It dies.
But like Tozawa, he's fucking over because
yeah.
One noise.
Yeah.
Did you hear when he was talking to Titus? I didn't know his English was that good. So yeah, he'd get him out of that division.
Yeah, there's like those two. Ali, I really like Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, get him out.
Neville, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Like there's four guys right there that I'll take all of those guys on SmackDown. Shit,
Yeah, right. Some more talent. The cruiserweight division, like it should have just been a tournament and somebody got a trophy. and we move on with
And then
ourselves.
people can, and then people can be in the tags or like intercontinental or U.S. title feuds or
And out of
whatever.
that, they should have just signed people that they liked.
Yeah.
Because this is how they ended up with having TJP on their roster when he really should probably still be on the Indies.
Yeah.
I think he's better.
He badly needs Stokely.
he needs something because that boy is not connecting at all.
No. Or like a guy like Tony Nese, he's nothing. He's nothing.
Sign Tony Nese?
I don't know. At least like Drew Gulak is like a great character worker. His whole feud he's been doing with Ali, like their 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm gonna watch that next week. That's probably gonna be fun.
Yeah, and you could keep Drew around. Basically, as a carpenter, not a jobber, but a carpenter, a guy that goes out there with your big talent, has a great match, but ultimately he's gonna lose. Yeah. And you might book him in an angle where he fucks around and wins. Right. But the cruiserweight division, like when I found out, okay, they're gonna give him a belt, and they're gonna put him. I said, Vince don't know nothing about no goddamn cruiserweights. Why is Triple H? Now, if they're going to do that because it was so successful on the network, why don't you keep it on the network? Why don't you keep it in full sale?
Full sale, yeah, with the hot crowd.
NXT could have benefited from trying to film on the road a little bit more, or film away from Full Sail. Because I was never one to complain about the old Full Sail crowds. It was just
I didn't.
Like the whole hatred, vitriol about them. Like I understand they were kind of whiny and pouty when WWE started doing takeovers outside of Full Sail. But like, hey, I mean, whatever. It didn't bother me. I'm gonna watch it no matter where it is.
Right? Yeah.
They're just too damn quiet now.
I feel like they've turned down the mics a little bit because like even like for entrances for big people, it's just kind of quiet. But like you can see, I don't know, it's weird. But like when Pete Dunne came out after Chicago and like he got a big pop, that seemed like it was at full volume. But now like when like during entrances, it just feels like what's the word? Not like muted necessarily, but just like it's coming through a funnel or something, like it's filtered. I don't know. It's just kind of like deadened is what it feels like. It's very weird. So I don't know if they like changed the acoustics or whatever, or just the crowd all of a sudden has just given up. I don't know.
Well, why would they give up? They get everything they want.
Right? Seriously, they get all kinds of fucking wild shit there. They're about to get the Mae Young Classic.
They don't hate their champions. They don't. There's nobody.
There's all baby. I mean, admittedly, there's literally not a babyface champion on the brand, but there are baby faces chasing that you can get behind. Yeah, that's the difference. Like you can see what they're doing. Yeah, right, exactly. You can see what they're doing with Ember. You can see what they're doing with like Roddy and Drew McIntyre. You can, I mean, I guess Heavy Machinery lost tonight, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the tags right now. I don't know what's going on there. But
as long as Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers are the champions, I don't care.
You don't give a fuck,
I don't like them. They know
fucking Johnny Gargano's back. I haven't finished NXT, so I haven't seen him come back, but I'm excited to watch that.
I watched no, they actually sold for Heavy Machinery because I watched that match. But like,
did it? Yeah. I actually have not seen it. Was it worth watching?
Not really. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't think so.
Not really. Yeah. I don't know what's up with Full Sail, or if it's the recordings. It just seems like the takeover crowds are awesome.
always lit. Like, which is why like I've been bummed, and I'm like, man, I'm thinking about putting SummerSlam ticket up, Raw ticket up, fucking SmackDown. I'm thinking about like putting them all up on StubHub, like just overpriced. If someone bites, then hey, cool, all right, I made some money. But I've not for a second, and like I don't even like have someone on the takeover card or the expected card that I'm like super into. like I like Ember Moon, I like Asuka. You know, I like Bobby Roode's like whole, you know, his presentation is good. You know, I like Aleister Black, but I'm not like huge behind any of these people by any means. But I'm just like, there's no way I'll give that ticket up though, because I just know it's gonna be fucking red hot, and there's gonna be great shit going on. There's gonna be something like Seth Rollins, and now they're doing stuff at like every takeover where like some unexpected shit that happens too. Like Seth Rollins comes up and fucking takes over the ring, calls Triple H's ass out. You know, that was fire. Or like, you know, the last one in Chicago, Sanity's all in the ring. They're waiting for Roderick Strong to come out, and he comes out through the fucking crowd and takes out the helpers or whatever and gets the whole crowd lit up, you know? So they're just doing shit, and it's just fun to be there as someone who was at a takeover before. I mean, admittedly, that takeover was kind of special, but it's just, I don't know, they're always great. The crowds are always good, matches are always good. It always just, you don't feel like you're there for like 7 hours, you know, and you'll be there for like 4 hours when you include the like taping beforehand and like waiting in line to get into the building and shit. But it's not you know, it just doesn't deaden you. There's just no moment. There's no like span of a takeover card that goes like 2 matches and it's like 45 minutes and you're just like, whatever, you know, what's going on? You know, the most you can get is like a 12-minute match of like a debut or something, and it's like, it's not quite hitting the heights or whatever, but still, you know, it's kind of good or whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's just different. It's like the whole show is an experience rather than like individual parts of it, you know?
You know what? It seems like everybody who gives me an account of like going to a WWE pay-per-view, it doesn't sound pleasant.
It isn't. It is, especially for like these long fucking shows. I'm telling you. Like, I mean, granted, 2015 was a black hole for WWE or whatever, you know. But that SummerSlam, like, the only things I can remember from that show are like the Seth Rollins coming out in all white and then having that match with Cena, and then Jon Stewart fucking just being the finisher of all reason, and New Day. That's the only thing I remember from the show. I literally remembered nothing else. Oh, I do remember the crowd starting to chant "We Want Sasha" a bunch, because that was the night after TakeOver Brooklyn, obviously. And she was in the match for like a total of like 38 seconds. Like, she did not take – they were like, we're not having her take any bumps, and then for some reason she did a plancha over the top rope. It's like, no, don't – if you're not taking bumps, don't do that, you fucking idiot. Like, be smarter. Come on, girl. But yeah, but like, I guess Battleground last year was different. Like, because that had a lot of hot shit on it. It had, you know, the Bayley debut, which everybody was hyped for. And when you have a moment like that to start off where everyone loses their shit, that just gets you for like the next 90 minutes. Like, you're just cruising on adrenaline at that point, you know? Like, I think the match after that was Zack Ryder versus Rusev for the U.S. title. It had to be for the U.S. title, yeah. And, like, I literally did not watch the match. I was literally on my phone the entire time. I was just like, I have to in the daily on my fucking phone, and I was just, like, typed all caps nonsense shit. I was just like, yeah, that's fire. And, like, and then Enzo had a really good promo on that show, and Enzo and Cass teamed up with Cena against the Club, and that was fucking awesome. And then New Day and the Wyatts was really good because Xavier was killing it in terms of like presenting that feud, you know. And then the Shield triple threat was great. So like that almost all of that show was really good too. The only downer of that was, I don't even know if people remember this happened, but the Miz defended the Intercontinental Championship against Darren Young with Bob Backlund.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, remember that?
Make Darren Young great
again. Boy, they cut that angle. Thank God, too. Woo!
No, it didn't get cut. He got injured.
Oh, did he get injured?
He fucked his arm up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why that nonsense ended.
Oh, thanks. I'm not happy that he fucked his arm up. But
no, but
I'm very thankful that they're not running a make something great again angle on Raw, because that would definitely get me off the show. Like,
I think, yeah. I don't think it would have lasted much longer. I hope it wouldn't have, at least.
HJZ just wrote a comment. Would it help WWE? Triple H invited McGregor and Mayweather to Raw. Is that what WWE needs to gain its popularity back?
Listen, understand, it might work for their popularity, but I don't want WWE endorsing a woman beater and a misogynistic
and racist. Yeah. What did he say? Like, okay, dance for me, boy? Is that what he said?
Let's get on this.
Yeah.
Since you bring Conor McGregor and Mayweather up. First of all, I'm not defending Mayweather. I'm defending black men. And in 2017, when you say dance for me, boy, to a black man, you are being racist. I don't give a fuck what country you came from. This idea that slavery was an American institution only is a fucking fallacy, and I'm not gonna stand for it. He fucking knew what he was saying. That's just a step below calling him a monkey. Just a step below. But people are, oh, it's so, see, if this is why Trump is the fucking president. Shit like this. When stuff that's factual somehow becomes debatable. They're both two awful human beings. And like I said in the Daily, I hope they both lose. No. I would rather wrestling not use people like that, either one of them, to promote their product. Especially since they're lying and saying they care about women giving a chance. Mm-hmm. Keep up those appearances. McGregor says misogynistic things. He also pretty much said Mayweather has 40 strippers, but Rob Kardashian only had one on his payroll. The only thing Rob Kardashian and Mayweather might have in common is that they like to hit on women. And you obviously like to insult women for being hustlers and using what they got to get what they want. I don't care what, like, there are things that Blac Chyna is doing that are reprehensible, in my opinion. But having sex with these idiots and getting money from them is not one of them. It's not. I'm sorry. That's called a hustle. If they're willing to give it, she's gonna take it. Why? What's wrong with that? That's money makes the world go round, and so does sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's awfully close to slut shaming to me, and I also won't stand for that. No, sometimes just be out of the. Let's just be out of that.
And it's like, even if it worked for like a week or 2 weeks, it wouldn't fundamentally change anything. The product would still be problematic, you know, and then you add in all those other problems.
They're talking about this in like the Mike Tyson. Conor McGregor could come and do Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson is an extremely flawed human being.
Yeah.
But the buzz that was around Mike Tyson was just something different.
Yeah.
In 1997. Now all of these clowns are Mike Tyson. There's nothing special about any of them. Mike Tyson was something unique and special and never, oh my God, he said that, he did that. Now all these clowns are Mike Tyson. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you care about the umpteenth knockoff Kim Kardashian when the first one was the one that, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like Prince, God rest his soul. When he was like, you know, when he got older and a bit mature, and he was like, well, you know, I did all those things, all these things, these shocking things with sex, I did all of them, you know. So, you know, that's not exciting. Let's see something new. Let's see something different. Let's challenge people's minds. Let's not just recycle the same old thing that's been done. And Mayweather and Conor McGregor, there's nothing special about either one of them. I've seen both of these guys before. I have. They're gonna make a lot of money because people like spectacles and shit shows and all of that. But like, I don't even know if it's gonna be an MMA match or a boxing match, and I don't care. And I still hope they both lose.
I think it's a boxing match, but yeah.
Why would a non-boxer take a boxing match with a boxer?
Because he's gonna make a lot of money.
Oh well.
That's literally it.
I can't knock the hustle then.
Yeah, right.
Knock your hustle, but like I'm not interested in that. That's something. I used to be interested in boxing. I was never really into MMA. I think
I've never watched MMA.
I can't.
I don't want to see people actually get hurt. Like, I don't see what the fun it is in seeing someone actually get hurt. Like that's a little, I don't know. It's a little old Roman watching the Christians getting fed to the lions shit, you know?
It's kind of funny because they're saying they're paying him $100 million.
$100 million. That's a lot of money. Woo!
One person for one fight, and we got people starving around this world. People who don't have clean drinking water. Mm-hmm. Teachers can't get paid a decent salary and have to buy some of the supplies for. I salute teachers all the time. There's a lot of teachers that have helped me and my kids, and they have their own struggles, like nurses, firemen, police officers. Even I know, like, it's cool to shit all over police officers these days, but I don't like the institution that they are under. I have no problem with individual police officers who do serve and protect their community. There's a lot of them out there. But, like, people like this, as I get older, like, I used to be a celebrity watcher and all that shit, into all the gossip, but it's just like, for what? These people, they pretend to do stuff, and that's cool, but, like, at the end of the day, I kind of feel Charles Barkley. These people ain't role models.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a lot of them, as we began in the beginning of the show, a lot of them are not.
Really shitty, yeah.
Yes. And it's like so much shit going on in the world. I just want to be entertained. If this entertains people, that is great. But, like, I just think it's a different lane. Like, people still want to reach for the Attitude Era, but that was a moment in time, just like rock and wrestling. We're not going to get it back.
Right.
The point is to put a new spin, a new imprint, and for God's sakes, some of them are trying. Some of them copying off of old wrestlers, but we ain't gonna mention them guys. But some of them are trying to put their own stamp on it, and I really think this era of wrestling is supposed to be known as the era of women, but men won't let it happen. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to
add? Not really. I guess next week is the battleground go home show. Raw's got a long time, boy, don't they? They got, what, 6 weeks until SummerSlam?
Yeah, and I anticipate somebody, like, Braun's coming back next week. So,
next week, yeah.
Yeah, and there's rumors it's something wrong with Roman's arm.
Oh, yeah. So, well, is that a thing? Like,
that's what they say. But he had a problem with his elbow for a couple of years now. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes he wear a pad when it gets flared up.
Yeah.
But who knows? But I do suspect he's going to break up. Like, it's like he's going to cause Roman a match. No, I don't think he's going to want Joe to win either. I think he's going to fuck over the match to where it's like a no contest situation. Yeah. And somebody's going to get fucked up and get taken out for a while. And then Braun's going to be inserted in it. And then they'll have probably a big brawl. I want to see all four of them brawl. And then they just try to empty the locker room. But they can't stop all four of them. They can't
do it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that should be the go home for SummerSlam. That would be awesome.
That would be fire.
4 guys just trying to kill each other. And everybody's trying to stop them. And bodies flying everywhere. And they start fighting the other wrestlers. And They do like WCW, like we're out of time, we gotta go.
Yeah, I love the old WCW. I watched.
Every once in a while, you can get that out, yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while they should totally pull that. I watched. It was over the weekend, I guess. I threw on some old early NWO clips, and I watched Scott Hall's first pro WCW. I fucking forgot that. I just died of laughter. I just lost my shit. It was so funny. Yeah.
The NWO stuff, like with the main guys, it surprisingly holds up.
It holds absolutely. It feels like it absolutely could be like modern day shit. Like everything they did coming in through the crowd, just showing up one week, and then Nash shows up 2 weeks later after Hall's been promising, and then the tag match, or first they like fucking.
Nash powerbomb
Bischoff, and then they killed everybody outdoors in Florida or wherever that was, and Macho Man dove on the fucking limo and it was driving off and shit, and it's just like that shit would hold up today.
Yeah.
Like it does hold up today. But like you could run shit like that and people would lose their fucking minds. Like, I don't know. But they don't. Everything is so timid most of the time,
It's sanitized.
It's sanitized, and it's just like.
That's why, like, people that were talking shit about Roman did you expect him to do that?
No. Hell no.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, when I watched it and I saw him and he paused and he looked at himself in the mirror and I was like, and it seemed to me, he was like, am I really going to do this? Like, yep, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, we need more unexpected, anything can happen-ness at a show. Everything doesn't need to be packaged and sanitized. Like,
right.
And we're here because we know it's a work. We want to be worked. We want to be entertained. But there's a difference between being worked and being trolled.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you've got something that's potentially like blurring the lines and people are losing their shit, just run with it. That's all we ask. It's all we fucking ask. Roman's crazy because he could have seriously hurt himself doing that. He could have given himself some bad whiplash.
Yeah, and he
like
came
that
out
was
of it.
dangerous. He was holding his neck, like
coughing and limping.
I was like, God, you fucking insane, Roman.
I
know. As soon as he did it, I was so drunk though. I was just like, I wasn't even that drunk, but I was drunk and happy, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was like Kurt Angle. I came in there. I was staring like, am I watching this? What's happening right now? But it's like that shit happens once a year,
at least.
But it's like, give us some crazy shit once a month. Once a month. That's all we want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's still sad that you see the potential. So,
yeah, I mean, the roster's so good. It's so good. If people are being presented well across the board, up and down, like this show would be so fucking good. Like this, and it kind of feels like it should be, like because Glow was a huge hit, and like wrestling has kind of crossed over the mainstream. Like, the Yes Movement, that was a whole thing. People still do that at sporting events. Like all these fucking sports teams run wrestlers' themes during their like power plays and like all, they use their music all the fucking time. And it's like, it could be, and it's like social media, like it's used and stuff. It could be such a thing. And it's the one thing holding it back is WWE itself. It's just not, it could make so much fucking money and it could get big again. It's never going to get to 8-9 million, but you could get back to 4 million again. You absolutely could. If the product was fucking hot as shit week in, week out, you could do it. But I don't know, they're just not capable of doing that.
It's fucked up. It is. But at least we have the memories.
Yeah, right. We got
Yeah.
the memories.
All right.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's I don't know. You've heard enough commiserating out of me tonight, so just know for a fact that I am, and you should as well. Give yourself a hug tonight before you go to sleep. I swear to God, I'm going to say this. Every time I say that, I get off the air and I'm just like, I think I just endorsed masturbating on the air. I tell you this every fucking week, but it's not a masturbation reference. Just go hug yourself. All right, bye. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Bye bye.